You gotta just hold on 1 second. Yeah.
Yo, it's Viral Industries, and we're back again, man. I'm just here to talk about gambling, sports betting. Y'all already know. Nico Harrison. He's the new Jonte Porter, or whatever you want to call it. Nico Harrison, man. He's the GM for the Dallas Mavericks. A lot of Mavericks fans is confused as to why he bet so much. I mean, the Mavericks fans are confused as to why he traded Luka. The reason why he traded Luka is to blow up the team so the team can save money. And also so the team won't be as good. The team is not supposed to go far. They weren't supposed to go into the playoffs. They weren't supposed to. We don't know what type of bets this man has. All of these people, y'all see that running front offices and stuff like that. These celebrities, they all gamble. That's what y'all not understanding. That's how these people are making so much money and retaining so much money and losing so much money so fast. They're gambling. So if I was talking to a sports book, right, at a casino or whatever, right, and I'm like the Mavericks aren't gonna make the playoffs, and I put in a future of the Mavericks aren't gonna make the playoffs. They don't know that I'm sending this person to go put this bet in. I'm the GM for the Dallas Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? I go tell them go put in the future bet that the Dallas Mavericks aren't gonna make the playoffs, and this is why we have Luka. Then I could do a meeting with Mark Cuban and all of these people, right? That's in the front office of the Lakers. I get Rob Pelinka from the Lakers, the GM for the Lakers. We see that Anthony Davis is on a decline. We'll just trade for Anthony Davis. He could get on our team, and we could just lose out and make sure we secure this bet of not making the playoffs. I got millions of dollars on that. So we're gonna get a return from that. We're gonna get a return from not having to pay Luka, and y'all skip right over that. Y'all think, oh, that isn't anything. No, see that house, that casino, that sports book that they put in the bet for the Dallas Mavericks not making the NBA playoffs. They made sure it's the NBA playoffs. Like all of this stuff is like, or it could have been like this game right here. This is an easy gimme game. Nico Harris, I'm pretty sure Nico Harris betted against his own team tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is how this shit works. It's not the passion is for the money. The passion is for the money. The passion isn't for the team, the city, the colors, the respect. That's not what the passion is for. The bragging rights and all of that. That's what you fans worry about. Nico's worried about money, having more money, keeping more money in his pockets. So don't be surprised if the Dallas Mavericks organization keep him around. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have an excuse for this loss and say, "Oh, it was about this, that, and third." Luka isn't no savior. You know what I'm saying? Luka isn't Christ. You know what I'm saying? They could have lost with Luka in the plan. But the thing is, they made it. They made it easier. He made it easier for the Mavericks to lose, and that was his job. You might have thought he was making it easier for them to win. No, he's making it easier for them to lose. Now that's hard for a lot of people to understand, but this is how it works. It's not supposed to always go the fairy tale way. We lost in the finals last year, so we're gonna make it all the way back to the finals this year, and we're gonna pay Luca all of this money. We're gonna pay Kyrie all of this money. We're gonna get Clay Thompson, pay him all of this money. Like it's not supposed to always do the fairy tale route. There's other ways around it. You could be a winner while losing. And I know that sounds crazy. It might sound over the top, but you could be a winner while losing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there is some behind the scenes action going on that a lot of people are overlooking. And yeah, definitely, man, definitely. It's some behind the scenes action going on. Luca being on the Lakers and getting on the Lakers through this trade is is very very I really think it's just like a devious act behind the scenes. To whereas it's like a lot of y'all just don't understand. I don't think, bro. This is a game for these people. This is fake. This isn't real. You know what I'm saying? Dudes looking all concerned and putting on their acting. Nico was at the game acting, making an all concerned look like when AD got hurt. Like, no, these dudes be knowing, like, man, my team about to go crazy. My team about to go stupid. My team about to lose. My team ain't shit. Like, this is how they are making sure they made sure that the Dallas Mavericks were going to lose this season and get eliminated before the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they had a bet in. I'm pretty sure they had a bet in that the Dallas Mavericks weren't going to be making the playoffs or that they would be losing against Memphis tonight. Everybody knew that they were going to lose. Anybody with a brain knew that the Mavericks were going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Anybody with a brain knew that the Mavericks were going to lose tonight. You know? So it's like all of this is storyline. I feel like sports betting could, I'm not going to say it's easy, but I'm just going to say when you know the storyline, when you know the motives, when you know the weather plays a big part of it too. You know what I'm saying? Not obviously for basketball as much, right? But baseball today, they're saying the wind in Chicago um affected the game today against the Arizona Diamondbacks. I had the plus 1.5, but it's it's stuff like this like you have to consider in sports. Every team isn't supposed to win every season. Their team isn't just gonna win. Like the story has to be behind it. The marketing has to be behind it. There's money behind when these teams win. A lot of money is to be made. So no, we're not gonna just have the Charlotte Hornets win the NBA championship. And the teams obviously they're not gonna allow it because they're gonna play them extra hard. But even if they was to get a chance to, we're gonna throw the refs at them now. The teams weren't enough. The teams are trash. Okay, now throw the refs at them. Now, like this is what we do. Throw the the people co-opt the people on the team. You know what I'm saying? Um, make them go against their own team. This is the type of stuff that goes on. You just where you see people start point shaving, start dropping passes and stuff like that. And I'm trying to tell you, man, when you got something like I'm doing, you just gotta keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And you know what I'm saying? I just gotta keep on going. I can't stop. I gotta keep on going because like I feel like tomorrow could be the day, especially MLB, NHL. I think NHL start back up tomorrow. Like I'm locked in. You know what I'm saying? Studying every single day, bro. Like all day, every day, bro. I'm locked in, bro. I found something out today. I seen the Braves. I seen y'all. Like I'm paying attention, bro. You gotta really pay attention and lock in. You know what I'm saying? I could have told you this months ago that this was gonna happen to the Dallas Mavericks, and they lost, and we profited off of it.
All right, so you're broke, I'm broke, Jeff Bezos is not. So, what's going on here? Is there an actual science to getting rich? Or did some people just spawn in with a VIP Game Pass? And why can't we, the broke ones, get the hold of that VIP Game Pass? Well, today, I'm exposing everything behind the scenes of making money. And I'm not gatekeeping a and hopefully by the end of this, we'll all be rich, or at least less broke. Okay, here's the thing, money isn't real. Well, it's technically real in the sense that you can buy tacos with it. But in the grand scheme of the universe, it's just paper and digital numbers we all agree to give value to. Money is literally a game, except instead of jumping on mushrooms like Mario, we're out here paying taxes and pretending to understand credit scores. Think of money like Monopoly. Some people start the game already owning Boardwalk and Park Place. Some people start the game with nothing but debt and bad luck. And some people figure out how to hack the game, like those people who buy all the railroads and suddenly control the entire transportation system. The economy works the same way. Rich people own the game board. They invest in companies, real estate, and stocks. Most people trade time for money. They work a 9 to 5 and get paid a fixed salary. But here's the catch. The game is rigged so that just working hard doesn't necessarily make you win. And don't get me wrong, hard work matters, but only if you're working on the right things. Now, you might be thinking, wait, if money is a game, how come some people start with a full inventory of cheat codes, while others are stuck doing side quests just to survive? The reason? Generational wealth plus financial literacy plus capitalism being capitalism. Generational wealth, some people are born with millions in assets, which means they don't have to start from scratch. Financial literacy, the rich teach their kids how money actually works, while most schools barely teach how to file taxes. The rules favor people who already have money. Basically, the game is set up so that the rich keep winning, and everyone else has to grind like crazy just to stay afloat. Okay, so what do you do with this information? You learn how to cheat the system. Step one is to understand how money flows. Most people trade time for money, but rich people trade money for more money. Poor mindset. I'll work more hours to make more money. Rich mindset. I'll invest in something that makes money for me while I sleep. Step two, you need to stop spending money like a player with infinite lives. Buying expensive things that lose value equals to playing on hard mode. Buying things that make money equals to playing on easy mode. And step three is to level up your skills. The best way to make more money, become more valuable. The higher your skills, the more the game rewards you, because suddenly companies need you more than you need them. The people who win at this game do three things really well. They learn the rules early, they make their money work for them, they leverage opportunities instead of just working harder. So yeah, money is a game. And the good news? Now you know how to actually win. The bad news? You still have to actually play. So let's talk about how to use this knowledge to go from broke and confused to rich and slightly less confused. Once upon a time, humans were just trying not to die. No one was hoarding gold or worrying about their credit score. They were out there like, do I have food? Am I being chased by a lion? Can I throw this rock at my problems? Fast forward to now, and guess what? Your brain still operates on short-term survival mode, except instead of lions, it's rent, DoorDash, and an existential crisis every Tuesday. This is the problem. Most people are hardwired to think short-term. You get money, spend it, you feel bad, buy something, you see a new iPhone, suddenly your old one is garbage. Rich people rewire their brains to think long-term. Most people think, how can I make money to survive this month? Rich people think, how can I make money that keeps making more money forever? And that's why they invest instead of just saving. Focus on assets, not just income. Delay gratification, skipping that $5 coffee, investing it, and in 40 years, they own a spaceship. Kind of. So, the secret weapon? Compounding. When your money makes money, then that money also makes money. Example, you invest $1,000 at 10% interest. Next year, it's $1,100. Year after, $1,210. Fast forward a few decades, you're rich. The earlier you start, the more the system does the work for you. Most people think making more money will fix their problems. Get a raise, expenses go up. Make six figures, still broke. Win the lottery? Most winners go broke in 5 years. Because it's not about how much you make, it's about how you use it. Rich people don't just earn money, they make their money work for them. And here's 3 simple rules to escape the broke mindset. Rule number 1, own more than you owe. If you have more debt than assets, you're playing the game backward. Own stocks, businesses, real estate. Stop financing stuff you can't afford. Rule number 2, buy time, not things. Most people trade time for money. Rich people trade money for time. If your job disappears tomorrow, will you still be making money? Rule number 3, think in decades, not days. Want fast money? Scams, gambling, and bad decisions. Want real wealth? Investing, skill building, and patience. Get rich quick schemes? More like get broke fast schemes. And here's the deal. Poor mindset, future you is someone else's problem. Rich mindset, future you is your number one investment. Every dollar you save, invest, or use to build skills is future you leveling up. All right, let's talk about why your wallet is constantly crying. You work hard, you make money. So where does it all go? The bet.
Nice little video just reminding us to keep frugal with our money.
You're probably broke because of one or more of these three things. Reason number one, you don't track your money. Most people treat their money like a mystery box. They get paid, they spend, they check their balance and wonder who robbed them. Well, your bank account isn't a murder mystery, it's just math. If you don't track where your money goes, it will disappear. Solution? Start tracking literally everything for a month. No judgment, just vibes and numbers. How much do you spend on food, subscriptions, treating yourself after a hard day that turned into 10 hard days? Once you see where your money is going, you can control it instead of letting it control you. Reason number two, you're not investing, aka inflation is stealing from you. Here's a harsh truth. If you're not investing, you are losing money. Let's say you put $1,000 in a shoebox. A year later, it's still $1,000. But because of inflation, it buys less stuff. Meanwhile, rich people's money is making more money through investments. Solution? Start investing. Doesn't have to be much. Index funds? Solid. Real estate? If you have the cash. Pokemon cards? Maybe not. The key is to get your money working for you instead of letting inflation slowly rob you blind. Reason number three, you're buying dumb stuff. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. Most people go broke trying to look rich. Designer clothes, liability. New iPhone every year, liability. A $300,000 car when you make $60,000 a year. Come on now. Solution? Follow this simple rule. If it doesn't make you money, think twice before buying it. If one paycheck is your entire financial lifeline, you are one bad day away from disaster. Rich people never rely on a single income source. They stack multiple income streams like a cheat code. Solution? Start freelancing, sell digital products, invest in dividend stocks, monetize a hobby. Even an extra $200 a month gives you breathing room, and breathing room keeps you out of panic mode. The choice is simple. Keep playing the game on hard mode, aka
Said 200.
never rely on a single income source. They stack multiple income streams like a cheat code. Solution? Start freelancing, sell digital products, invest in dividend stocks, monetize a hobby. Even an extra $200 a month gives you breathing room, and breathing room keeps you out.
Not even. But I would definitely say you gotta learn how to sports bet. Sports betting, man. It's the way, man. It really is the way. Like if you know how to sports bet, you know that um tonight's outcome with the Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies was just absolutely, we already seen this. We already foreseen this. So it's just like it was just cool to just see the Dallas Mavericks go up in flames like that. It was just exhilarating, I might say. Because we all knew it was going to happen. You know? This is what matters. Not the shit that people be talking about.
Today,
It's about sports betting. That's what it's about. If we not talking about that, what we talking about?
trying to make money with sports betting using artificial intelligence. You see, according to the all-knowing internet, only 3% of sports bettors are profitable in the long run. But the question is, what if there is a way to develop a safe strategy that leads to long-term success in sports betting? That's why for the next 7 days, I'll be using the most sophisticated sports betting strategy created by an AI to see if I can turn a profit.
We're reacting to Ryan Daryani. I think I said it right. I tried sports betting with AI.
Every single day, and the last sport will. The next 7 days, I'll be using the most sophisticated sports betting strategy created by an AI to see if I can turn a profit, starting with $250 in my bankroll. And for this experiment, I'll be using the infamous ChatGPT. And to really test the effectiveness of this strategy, I'll be betting on a completely different sport every single day. And the last sport will absolutely blow your mind. But for now, let's start with the NBA. So what I'm going to do right now is ask ChatGPT for some NBA picks for today's games. I can provide specific betting advice or help with placing bets. It's important to do your own research. You see, when you normally ask ChatGPT for sports bets, you end up with something like this. And that's exactly why many of you commented on my previous video that this whole thing is a lie and you can't get sports bets from ChatGPT. But that's not the way you do it. Why would I lie about ChatGPT anyway? So the correct way to do...
Man, why you telling people how to do shit? That's y'all problem now. That's why you can't do shit no more. Cause y'all always trying to tell somebody how to do some shit. Everybody don't need to know how to do this shit. Nah, everybody think they know how to do this shit. They said he walked away with 1.7 billion and fooled everyone. That's what I need to do.
"2019, San Jose Airport, California. A private Gulfstream G650 is coming in for landing. On board, Adam Newman, co-founder of WeWork. Along with him, a case full of cash, bottles of tequila, and traces of marijuana smoked mid-flight. He's arrived to negotiate another deal while his company is rapidly spiraling toward financial collapse. Meanwhile, in New York, 2,400 WeWork employees are receiving layoff notices, and the company's valuation is plummeting from $47 billion to $8 billion. This is the story of how one man made $1.7 billion by destroying his own company and wiping out billions in investor money.
This is what I'm talking about. We destroying our own shit. Y'all paid Nico, okay? Y'all paid Nico to do the trade and make sure it can happen and make sure it makes sense. And the game was perfect. AD was coming off a bad game. He got hurt, and he's looking ass that one game. I remember it was perfect timing. It was just perfect timing. They blew up the team in every sense of the word and phrase, and it was beautiful. And I know they profited off of it, and they smart for doing it. They smart for doing it. F you ninjas that wanted to see the Dallas Mavericks do good this season. F y'all kind of sphere motherfuckers.
2010, New York City. Adam Newman,
Luka,
together with Miguel
Lakers
McKelvey,
Nation, nigga.
opens the first space under the WeWork brand. The idea is simple. The company rents large office spaces, renovates them, divides them into smaller offices, and sublets them to startups, freelancers, and small businesses. But instead of calling it real estate, Newman calls it a revolution in the way we live. Before this, Newman had tried himself in various roles. His first business was selling baby onesies with knee pads. It failed, but Adam learned a key lesson. A well-presented idea sells better than the product itself. And that became the foundation for WeWork.
We're a company that builds communities. We have our mission, our main thing that we do is curate and create culture.
His partner Miguel, an architect by training, helped with design. But from day one, all the attention was focused on Adam. He was building not only a company, but a personal cult. He walked barefoot in the office, quoted philosophers, and spoke about a future where everyone would live and work in unity. And he managed to convince investors of this. The first to believe was venture capital firm Benchmark. They invested $17 million in WeWork, and that amount instantly changed everything. Instead of just a few offices in New York, the company rapidly scaled across America. In Boston, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Washington, Seattle, and other cities, 23 new locations opened, each presented as part of a bigger vision. A vision where Newman was the central figure. He loved attention. His speeches resembled those of a spiritual leader. He spoke about the meaning of life, about how people had lost connection with each other, and how WeWork would restore it.
If you want to change the world, start by changing yourself. And doing by setting an example. We actually can change the world. I believe our mission as Jews on this planet is to set the best example we can do.
His words often lacked specifics, but sounded inspiring. And that was enough to captivate venture capitalists who wanted to invest in something more than just office space.
Shalom Shanghai!
is the Nashville Show.
People just be cupcaking. They don't really be meaning what they be saying. He said all of this, but they about to show when it's time to get that money and get that bread. It's a different story. It's about that bread. I say, tell what he really did.
Standing ovations after his
He
speeches,
got that
and no
bread.
one dared to question his
It did.
ideas. For many, he was not a
Red Sox on
CEO,
the
but a
plug.
prophet.
Us together, all of us here, is every one of us is here because it has a meaning, because we want to do something that actually makes the world a better place, and we want to make money doing it.
Amen. That's what I like to hear.
Norman also managed to convince everyone that WeWork
If
was
y'all
a
gonna
tech
super
startup.
chat somebody,
Even though the
that's
company
gonna
didn't
show
build
y'all how to make
software
some
or
money
own
like
any
me.
patented
It's right in
innovations,
front of y'all face.
Newman
I don't-
argued that
I
just
don't know
like
why y'all
Uber
not doing
transformed
it.
transportation and
It's right on your
Airbnb
phone.
transformed
Click a damn button.
hospitality, WeWork was transforming how people work. He was selling a dream, and investors bought into it.
They said that was
With the
17
influx of
million,
millions
he
in
was
new
talking.
investments, WeWork begins rapid global expansion. London, Tokyo, Sao Paulo, Berlin, Shanghai. In just a few years, the company grows to over 100 offices across dozens of countries, rents millions of square meters of office space, and declares ambitious plans. To investors, it looks like massive expansion. But behind that dynamic growth lies a different reality. Every new office means costs: rent, renovations, furniture, staff, marketing. But revenue doesn't cover the expenses. In 2018,
Damn, they had 3.5 billion in expenses that they had to spend, and they revenue that
company
they
loses
made,
$1.6
and they only made
billion.
1.8.
That's the
1.8 billion,
official figure.
and then they have
But instead of
5.1
stopping or
million
optimizing the
billion.
model,
Damn, in expenses. That's crazy.
Newman calls it investment in the future. He tells investors that profit isn't the priority. Growth, scale, and mission, that's what matters.
And building big companies, that is not the goal. The goal is finding something that you truly love. Make sure it has intention behind it. Make sure it's going to make the world a better place.
The core idea becomes we, an abstract concept of a future where work, education, and life are integrated into one space. Under this idea, Newman launches additional projects. We Live, residential complexes promising a new way of living. We Grow, an alternative school for children. But none of these ideas become functioning businesses. The key investor becomes SoftBank. Masayoshi Son, the legendary Japanese businessman, believes in Newman's charisma. After their first meeting, he decides to invest over $4 billion. Despite the heavy losses in reports, Newman promises a global revolution. Adam receives the funds in full freedom of action. He starts using the money not only to scale the business, but also for personal use.
Look, man, I got a real cause. There was a genocide in America to some people that was made to work for 400 years for free, held captive, prisoners of war. When our Declaration of Independence was signed, they were not involved and they were not included and they were not counted as men or women. 1/3 of a human, treated as cattle. But y'all saying y'all sent this man billions of dollars because y'all can't send this to black people in America, but y'all mad about tariffs and stuff, right? Y'all can't send this money to America to help black people, but y'all sent it to this man because he had a sign that said "We work" and he had some charismatic words for y'all. That's what I'll be talking about, y'all. It's a they don't like us. I understand it now. I understand it just don't like keep them down there. Don't help their communities. We see they unaliving each other. If we could spread them out and give them this space, all these different spaces that we got in America where nobody's living at, and give them, the subsidized housing over there in different spaces, and then we could just focus on the people that's trying to kill each other, because that's all they gonna do is just try to scatter. Bro, y'all letting the people in, y'all open the border, so it's like, what do y'all really want to do? Y'all really just trying to exterminate black people. I see what's going on. They're trying to exterminate y'all. They let in the fentanyl. This is like what they giving money to around the world. The people that y'all talking about so good, everybody else, and Trump bad. These people is literally just giving people money because they Caucasian and they charismatic and they got a sign that say we work. And some other people say, yeah, I'll give them some money. J.P. Morgan said they give him some money, so I'll give him some money. And I want to be like the white man. Everybody follow want to be like the Caucasian man. Okay.
He buys a $60 million private jet. He purchases real estate and rents it out to WeWork. In other words, the company rents property from its own founder. This is a textbook conflict of interest.
Cornball shit. Cornball shit, man.
WeWork, no one questions it.
Kamala Harris.
Norman also begins
Kamala
actively
Harris, you
acquiring.
sent the Asians in 2021. Kamala Harris, you sent the Asians billions of dollars, right? In 2021, and said they were discriminated against. But you said you're not gonna do nothing for black
tech startups, often without a clear strategy. Among the purchases, educational platforms, AI and analytics services, even friends businesses, like a pool company that makes artificial waves. He spends hundreds of millions of dollars to create the illusion that WeWork is not just a rental business, but a major innovation holding. These projects are used to justify the company's valuation in investor presentations. But in reality, they only increase costs, generate no revenue, and are shut down within months. Despite this, the company's valuation keeps climbing. At its peak, WeWork is valued at $47 billion, and publicly, everything moves toward the logical next step, an initial public offering. The company prepares to go public. But before the IPO happens, Norman starts selling off his own shares, more than $700 million worth.
Listen.
He prepares to go public.
Caucasians just speak so fast and just initial public offering and blah 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 and blah blah blah. You're not even listening to what they said. So this whole time they was getting billions of dollars, and this mother wasn't even public with the money or talking to anybody. He just go to this speech and then he talked to a couple of the head honchos, the sharks that's giving him the money to look good and look like Mr. Caucus man, and then he leave. So what he just said, he vowed to go public. They wanted to see what he was doing. They want to see if they actually working. Fake ass office, fake ass everything. They showing what this nigga doing in his spare time. He's surfing and shit. Like, come on, bro.
WeWork is not just a rental business, but a major innovation holding. These projects are used to justify the company's valuation in investor presentations. But in reality, they only increase costs, generate no revenue, and are shut down within months. Despite this, the company's valuation keeps climbing. At its peak, WeWork is valued at $47 billion. And publicly, everything moves toward the logical next step, an initial public offering. The company prepares to go public. But before the IPO happens, Norman starts selling off his own shares, more than $700 million worth. This raises questions. Why is the founder cashing out if he truly believes in the company? In August 2019, WeWork finally files for IPO. And from that moment, everything begins to fall apart. What had been covered by slogans and Newman's charisma for years now becomes public. The documents reveal an unexpectedly harsh truth. The company isn't just unprofitable, it's drowning in debt. Expenses far exceed income, and the entire operation runs purely on investor cash. At that time, WeWork has over 700 locations in 39 countries, spending over 80% of its revenue just to cover rent, more than $2.7 billion per year. Journalists from the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, and Bloomberg begin publishing exposés one after another. All the details that had remained in the shadows are now widely known. Norman used investor money for personal needs. A private jet worth tens of millions supposedly from work travel. Personal properties rented to his own company, all under the guise of...
Listen, here we go. Bingo, bingo, bingo. He's Jewish. He's Jewish. WeWork CEO Adam Newman reportedly smoked weed with friends on a private jet to Israel, and the flight crew later found out a sizable chunk in a cereal box and recalled the plane. So he getting lit back to, with his Jewish folks, the tiny hats. It's always the there go one of they little kids right here, just getting money from everybody, scamming everybody, ain't doing nothing. They said everybody, we want to unite the world, this and that and the third. They not trying to do shit. These motherfuckers trying to get your money and spend your shit on nothing. Some drugs. This is what it is. Democrats. Republicans know what they doing. They watching them do it. They just off to the side like they got their own. Nah, bro, this is all America. Y'all let these people in here try to be funny. Now it's really up. Now these the people that's really running America. These people. These the rich people from the last video this dude was just talking about. This what they doing. They not doing nothing they saying they want to do that's gonna help the world and all this other shit. And they getting high every goddamn day, gambling all goddamn day. Spending the money they say they gonna spend on you, they spending on themselves, get $50 million jets and shit. That's just a jet. That's not even like it's not like a house or some shit. Like it's like a jet. It's gonna cost $100 million to the maintenance on that whole like. This is what they doing. They not. And then you got the black community over here. It's like the black community, like Forrest Gump, like when Forrest had the things on his legs, the straighteners. Run, Forrest, run! Like y'all don't understand as people like this that probably know about the history and everything. And he lying about the history. He lying about the DNA. The DNA is Deuteronomy chapter 28. Y'all don't care about this shit because y'all don't care about who y'all really. Y'all think, oh man, most people supposed to do it. The government's supposed to do it. Or they not supposed. Some of y'all think they're not supposed to do anything. There's people out here getting money from people just for talking, and they're not even talking about shit. At least I'm talking about something that really happened, like a real genocide. It's crazy. People don't care about black people. Like these people don't care about black people, bro. The Carmelo Anthony situation, all that shit showed this shit, bro.
Changing the world. It also emerges that Adam registered the trademark We under a separate company, then sold those rights to WeWork for $6 million. The public backlash forces him to return the money, but the episode highlights how Newman treated investor funds as personal assets. The market panics. The company's valuation, once $47 billion, crashes to $8 billion. Instead of the highly anticipated public offering, total collapse. The IPO is canceled. WeWork pulls the documents.
These investment banks should have known better. We've seen people fall victims to these charismatic types before. This house of cards was coming down. This is
They gave him all that money. He had $47 billion. He could have just started doing WeWork. All right, what y'all really working on? Y'all could have started feeding them and housing homeless people, all types of shit. And all of them areas y'all had offices in and all over America. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's homeless people right outside. He could have started feeding all of them. But instead of feeding the homeless, he just said, fuck it, we gonna lose the money. Instead of feeding the people and just giving people money, like he could have gave people a job. This motherfucker said, no, we just gonna lose it till I can have some. Man.
a failure in.
Man. That's crazy, y'all. I'm sorry. There's people that be having money. Because this motherfucker said a couple of things they liked, how he was speaking, how he was look, motherfuckers. People weird. People weird. You wish people weird. It's people weird as fuck. They be out here having mad little scams and schemes. They lying about y'all history. You really trying to sit up here and tell me you was the first people walking around in Africa And now y'all trying to say, oh, that's not the pyramids. All right, we know America and Africa was together at one point. Y'all keep on lying about the history. Y'all weird. Anything to deprive black people of existence and of worth. Y'all figure out how to do it every day. It just surprises me more and more. Every day it surprises me on the 10th degree. I don't even know how y'all do it, but y'all do it. Y'all just so racist and sick. It's not even funny. Not even funny. But that Mavericks game was delightful. Man, that game was beautiful, y'all. Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Tomorrow gonna be a good day for me, man. I know tomorrow gonna be a great day for me. It's gonna be a great day for me, man. I know it hurt your heart, man. I know it hurt, man. Don't look, man. Close your eyes. Tell the haters close their eyes, man. They hate to see it. It's big motion, big picks, you know what I'm saying? Change your life. One pick, change your life. House money. I know they be mad at me, but they let me rock because I don't get on. Yeah, I be trying to see. There's another content creator. I'm not gonna say his name. He do great home run picks. But he could be getting on here. Listen, this shit rigged, man. It's rigged. It's rigged. And I'm telling you this, and I just coming off of wins. I'm telling you it's rigged. You're not supposed to when we get on here and we be like, yo, this the play. This the play. Hey yo, Woody Woo. Turn turn that shit on. That's like, well, oh, it's windy. Yeah, it's windy. Oh, the stadium's small. Yeah, it's small. They giving them torpedo bats. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like, it's not real. It's not real. Okay? AD gets injured before he scores 40. Oh, injured. Okay. Like, bro, you could just call this shit out. Like, this shit's so fake. It's so fake. It's so fake. When the Mavericks won last game, when they just won the last game and AD was laughing at him, like, go home. Because why would you take the Mavericks right here? Why would you hire the Mavericks to lose that game? People was thirsty, so they automatically said, oh, say people was thirsty, right? People was thirsty, so they're like, oh yeah, the Mavericks gonna lose this game because they trash. Because they waited too long. I didn't want to say the Mavericks gonna lose. No, the Mavericks gonna win that game. They're gonna lose the next game though.
I brought a
They're gonna lose the next game though against Memphis. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta be sharp. You gotta be sharp.
I did it.
You gotta be sharp.
I did it. I did it. I turned 100 into the mill. Nobody believed in me.
You gotta know it. Nobody say, ain't nobody believe in me. Nobody gonna believe in you, man. You gotta be sharp. Be sharp, man. I wanted to. Everybody wants something for free. I don't understand. I just seen something that was like, I've been trading for 6 years, and they talking about some. They want the sauce for free. They want me to show them how to trade for free. It's like hell no, 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 hell no, hell no, cause yeah,
I
I
did it. I turned 100 into the mill. Nobody believed in me.
Cash out,
But I did it.
in the comments.
$91,000. $200,000. $332,400,000 in profit. So we'd be at 600,000. 824,000 smackaroos, boys. Bro, 3 fucking months turning $100 into $1,000,000. I'll never forget. The day after my birthday, as I'm celebrating it, I'm like, well, why should I be celebrating my birthday if I don't feel like I've achieved one of the biggest things that I've been wanting to achieve? That's turning $100 into $1,000,000. I failed 3, 4, 5 times in front of hundreds of thousands of people, which is humiliating.
We're officially on the account. We're about to hit margin call right now.
And I kind of took a break from social media. It cracked me. I didn't have what it took to be that trader, to have that flip. Even though I had made multiple 7 figures in trading, mindset, I didn't have the willing power to push through all the negativity and push through the battles that I was going to go through in this challenge to succeed. So a day after my birthday, I said, fuck it, let's do it. What's the worst that can happen? We fail, we do it again. And little did I know, the year that I took off the challenge to become this now stronger trader and more built for it was the time that I was actually going to achieve it. This time, my target was to double the account every single week. Meaning, we start off with 100, take it from 100 to 200, 200 to 400, 400 to 800, 800 to 16, and so on. And according to my calculations, we should finish the challenge in about 3 months. Give or take, depending if we enter a losing streak and how much we lose in that losing streak. And we're looking for a risk to reward of a 1 to 2, meaning if we risk 100% of the account, we want to gain 200%. So that way we can actually meet the double every single week. And every single trade, like always, I'm going to share on my Instagram, on my Telegram, on my Discord, on my YouTube, everything. So people can go and watch trading for themselves and learn from it and see that it's actually possible. And little did I know that I was about to make history in the trading industry, turning $100 into $1,000,000 day trading in under 3 months. And this is how it went. I'm gonna try and turn these $100 into $1,000,000, and we gotta hurry up because the market is officially open. 9:45 on Monday, and we already have the account ready to go. So my goal the first week is to take the $100 into $200, meaning I risk 100 to make 200. And as I'm actually going to be identifying the top markets that I'm going to be trading for the week, I had a curious idea. Let me go look back at the previous challenge that I did to see if the markets that I'm going to be trading for the first week have some type of connection or correlation with the first markets that I traded in the last challenge on the first week. 11 months ago, you can clearly see this guy right here. Which, by the way, I don't know who this guy is or who he thinks he is, wearing 3 chains. Look at him. But you can see right here in the markets actually. So the first 2 pairs were actually GBP CAD and GBP USD. For this time around, literally a year later when we're doing the challenge, it's actually the second pair and then the third pair. It's actually pretty crazy. This just hyped me the fuck up, meaning that I am on the right path and have a clear mindset, gonna execute the trades that I need to execute in order to pass this challenge. That nothing has changed in my strategy technical wise. The only thing that has changed is the trader executing this strategy. And a big difference between this challenge and the last one is that I am not going to let the challenge interfere with my day-to-day life. So something different that I want to do with this challenge is keep a perfect balance. Not be, because I don't want to get drained. I don't want to get burnt out of the challenge. So what I'm going to do is actually stay in my routine, do my business meetings, go to the gym, go out. Before, what I would do, I would just stay up 24/7 throughout the whole week. And I was burnt out the weekend. I would just catch up on sleep and then do it again in the last challenge. And that's probably the main reason why I was burnt out and do it. This time that is not going to happen. I'm going to get shredded during this challenge because it's also a financial challenge, but a physical challenge, because I really do think that I can get to the best point I've ever physically been in my life. Last time, I looked like a hermit. I was just stuck in my house, not leaving, not going to the gym, no social life,
no regular day-to-day stuff, and I got blinded. I got lost in the journey, and I started just seeing things that I shouldn't be seeing. And like usual, every single Sunday, I would pick my top 3, top 4 markets that I'd be trading for the week, set my alarms, and then be ready to take the trades, either London or New York session. And I think the first pair I was gonna trade was GBP JPY.
All right, guys, good morning. It is currently July 16th, Tuesday morning. So obviously we stayed up last night till about like 3 in the morning-ish. I stayed up to catch this trade, and it was for no reason. We are currently in the position, and this is literally the max that I can honestly risk on the account. So last night, remember that I explained to you guys that I was waiting for the market to have a body closure under this line right here. So we had that body engulfing candlestick, and then I pretty much entered on the little quick pullback of the next one. And now that was for no reason, because all of London session, as soon as I fell asleep, literally did nothing. But the point is that now price is pulling back into the area where we entered. Usually what should happen is as soon as we enter the trade, it just goes down with the momentum of the session. But now we haven't. But it is what it is. Enter the trade, set and forget. My prediction is that now from here, it is going to go down.
And as soon as I take the first position, obviously you have to risk 100% of the account to even get out of that hole. And I remember that I was in drawdown as soon as I took the trade. I'm like, here we go, starting off bad. And I think we were in drawdown about 35 bucks right at the start. So then there, it's either going to completely blow the account or skyrocket me out of it so that it can give me the baddest that I need to then take on the next week and follow the goal that I have for every single week.
So I got it 1 minute ago, positive $15. Now we are about to hit margin call on the account. 1 minute later. Well, this trading is so funny, dude. Oh my God.
But like always, when the trade went into drawdown, I wasn't gonna panic. I set and forget, because worst case that can happen, I just blow 100 bucks and I start right again. And guess what happened? Trade hit, take profit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to announce that we have reached the goal for the week. Actively right now, we are currently up $330. You guys can see here. Last night, literally what I said happened. One second. So look, check it out. GBP JPY, right after that 1 hour bearish engulfing candlestick, literally the whole momentum throughout London session was that bearish move to the downside. Had my take profit set at a 1 to 3.4 risk reward. So meaning if I risked 100 bucks here, then I would make $340 right here. As you guys can see, that is literally the math that is happening right now. Candlestick is going to close in 15 minutes over here. So I want to see how this candlestick closes right here in 15 minutes. And then based off of that, I'll then make my decision. And let's see if we can then this week flip this $450 to then $800 or $900, because that would put us really fast into the margin that we need to be in order for us to flip.
Point.
What makes a trip?
Dive table, we're in the high limit room. He's losing his mind. He's insulting me. He's screaming at me. But he's like a terrible customer that's like, losing tens of thousands of dollars a year. And the management's just like, well, heaven forbid we back him off, because like, hey, it's all about owning Mahoney, right? It's all about like, don't ask questions, just take his money. And the good player, he's going to have to like deal with it.
Whether it's at the sportsbook or anywhere else in the casino, he's always helping us find an edge. It's time for Fezzik Fridays.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's the only back-to-back winner of the Hilton Super Contest. The only two-time winner, by the way. Steve Fezzik, everybody, at Fezzik Sports. Though don't follow him on Twitter, because that's really a proceed with caution kind of activity. Stevie, how you doing?
Trying to use less caps in my tweets.
Yes, you should probably work on that. The reason I stopped on that one tweet because we've gotten a million tweets about WrestleMania this morning, and if I'm correct, if I recall this about you, you are a huge wrestling fan.
Back in, well, it's because in cable TV, when I'm old enough, we only had like 5 channels. And so we got the Atlanta station. And so the Georgia, wrestling, Gordon Soley, Austin Idol, all those dudes, American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So I grew up on that, watching that wrestling. And then I think wrestling peaked 1993, WrestleMania 3, Pontiac Silverdome, Andre the Giant. Against Hulk Hogan. But, it's interesting. That was obviously the main event. But the Macho Man, oh yeah, Randy Savage lost to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
What was that?
Outside interference by George the Animal Steele. And what made those matches so great is you could make a case that all 4 of these fellas at any one point in their careers were baby faces and heels. They went back and forth. It made for a much more compelling drama than just a good guy against a bad guy.
You're not going to this, are you? At Allegiant? You're not this age. You're not going, are you?
Not without a comp. It's like $200 to get an obstructed view.
Wyatt is sitting in the nosebleeds for like $700.
We're paying him too much.
We're paying Wyatt. Wyatt, whatever you're making, it's too much. Yeah, he said he had to work overtime. Okay, let's talk about some. So first of all, the one thing that I haven't mentioned on this show yet is tonight there is the loser of the 7-8s taking on the winner of the 9-10s of the National Basketball Association. This for the respective 8 seeds in both the Eastern and Western conferences. Let's get some plays out of the way from you before we get into some deeper topics. You have plays in some of these games.
Yeah, and shout out Mackenzie Rivers ran this for me, and it turns out if you just play all these play-in games, they're an elimination game of sorts, and certainly a double elimination game tonight. Just play them under. And it's like 18-8 prior to this year to go under. We're only 2-2 so far. I think you'll go 1-1 with a chance at 2-0 tonight. So I am on the Heat Hawks under 220.5 and Dallas Memphis under 221.
So the under in both of those games, by the way, on the spreads, Hawks still remain a 1-point favorite over the Heat. Memphis remains a 6-point favorite over the Mavericks, again, for the 8 seeds and the glorious right to play both the Cleveland Cavaliers and Oklahoma City Thunder, respectively. You also, though, have a play, also another under in one of the games that starts tomorrow.
Yeah. Happening, not just with the dime lines with baseball, they're disappearing, but you bet a nerfy. Oh, what's this? Yes, minus 115. No, minus 115. These young kids are too stupid to know better. They think it's normal. It's like they think that's okay. It's not okay.
It's time for Fezzik Fridays, everybody.
Whether it's at the sportsbook or anywhere else in the casino, he's always helping us find an edge. It's time for Fezzik Fridays.
That time is now. What's happening? Steve Fezzik, everybody, only back-to-back winner of the Hilton Super Contest back in the day. How you doing?
So I don't want to get Profit X mad at me, but like when they say you save 10 to 20%, I got to talk to Joe Pete about this. You save 70 to 80% instead of laying minus 110.
Yeah,
you're laying minus 102. That is, instead of paying $10 for a hamburger, you can pay $2. That's like 80%. I don't know where they got the 10 to 20%.
Well, it should be put in those terms. Right, and yes. Minus money, so people can understand it that much quicker.
Exactly. The vigorous you're paying,
that's right,
is like reduced by 80%.
Okay. What I love, listen, you're again, we always bust on you because nice person in real life, Meshuggah on.
Hey man, I'm about to cook these tickets up. I'm about to cook these tickets up because I know I'm about to be knocked out. And it's gonna be a dub in the morning. We about to cook up. Cook up, man. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Nico.